So now is the time to tell you the truth. Not first, but look at this. Look at this girl there, yeah? She's just so scared. You know, when outside is a wind, she's very scared. This wall looks like, what is it on the wall here? This one, what is it? Looks like dirty something. What the heck? Yeah, but there is nothing. She's scared because there's wind. I mean, look at a chicken's butt. Yeah. We have an Easter egg. Look at the beauty what the girls made it here. That's beautiful. So, and now we do let's sit down. Wait, let me fix the camera because then you see, like, you don't see my haircut. I just noticed that some videos I cut off my beautiful hair and no way, it's not gonna happen. So here I am dancing like a hurricane. I want to tell you about yesterday. I had a trip yesterday. I was very tired. I just today basically came out a video which is like 3 minutes long, and I was very tired. I was driving 4 hour there, 4 hour back. It was beautiful. It was lovely. It's so far away, and I was years not there. I think I cannot really say. I'm not sure if I saw them when we were already living here. I think so. It must be like 3 years ago at least, because last year, no way. Since I have this current job I have now, you know, this type of work what I do, I definitely didn't see them. So that's 2 years in May, and then the year before. So it must be 3 years at least. And I saw them alone. Yeah, we never did like long. We don't with our daughter like really long traveling just for the visit. If we did like hours to drive somewhere, it was usually Italy or the Croatia or whatever. Where we stayed many days, yeah. But like going there, having lunch for 2 hours and 4 hours driving back, whoa, no. My mom, she lives like around 2 hours from us, and that's easy to do it. So what I try to say, my grandparents never saw my daughter. They never saw my girlfriend. My daughter is 5 years old. Yeah. It was COVID time. I remember it was crazy time. It was not really, you know, my grandparents, they are like this type of people who is like, they are very, very scared of like viruses and all that stuff. So they've been like, they have all the vaccination. They would even ask for more vaccination. No, not really, but it's like kind of, because they're scared, yes. So they definitely also were not into like see us, yeah. My daughter was basically born in 2020, yeah. So obviously this was the worstest year, yeah. And then 21 wasn't the best too. So it's like already 2 years, which was not really fun. And as I said, we did not like to travel long, and they don't travel at all. Like grandpa is happy that he can still have his driver license for another 2 years. He's 85 years old, and but no way he would not drive hours somewhere, you know, half an hour max. So it was beautiful. I went there alone, and I was like, I was told, why didn't you come to bring the girls? And I was like, yes, they wanted. I mean, but I was like, hey, let me go alone. I want to talk with them. I haven't seen them, and it's gonna be beautiful. And we visit uncles and then families and all the members. And because if I bring just the 2 girls, it's gonna be a lot of translation, not much talk, because no. So I live in Austria. My girlfriend is Austrian. We speak English. My grandparents don't speak English. And she doesn't speak Czech language, so it's gonna be like translating thing. It's gonna happen, and I was like, I would like to have the trip like alone. I haven't seen them for years, and if I would come with like my family, it's like it would not. I would not have like the time with them. Yeah, I wanted this kind of egoistic thing just for me, like a selfish thing, just like I want to talk with you guys about your life, and I want your life experience, hear your life, and we did it, because I arrived there like slightly before 9 a.m. and my granny, she was cooking like until 11. She was gone, kind almost more than 2 hours she was gone. But me and grandpa, we've been sitting in the living room and just talking. Then she came, then we talk all, and it's impossible that we just talk until 5. I left like 5, slightly before 5 p.m. So I was there like 9 hours. 9 hours. I think it must be so it was exhausting for me, but it must for them it must be so like exhausting, because granny, she's used to go like gonna take a nap like 12 o'clock, and I told her like go. She was done, the lunch was done, and because I know I love my routines too, and I'm not even half old as she, yeah, but I still know how routines are good, yeah. And I was like, go and go rest, and then I lie down here somewhere, and she was like, no, 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 I can sit only, and that's also okay. So they were so sweet and sacrificed. I felt like blessed from them. I'm like, thanks that you even dropped your like your. They don't do it. Like I remember, they. This is very very like a big thing for them. Like having that rest after the lunch, they have to little bit rest and have a peace. And they are over 80, and she's just like, I cannot believe that they sat there with me and more than 8 hours, like we've been just talking. Yeah, I hope they don't have a hole in their head from my talk. It was beautiful because I always appreciate. This was also one of the reasons why I wanted to go alone there. I want to talk about my work, about my troubles, my problems, my happiness, unhappiness. And I wanted to know what Opa, this was, I'm sorry, sometimes I just bring up like German language. That's grandpa. Grandpa is Opa in German language. So what a grandpa has to say about things what I wanted to ask him about, especially about work, things, stuff, people, and relationships, and yeah. And I love always to hear his opinion. I tell you, I always saw him somehow as a kid, as a growing up kid, as a teenager, and then 20 years old and 30 years old. And even week ago, 2-3 days ago, I saw him somehow. But yesterday, after the visit, like I always loved him, I loved him, yeah. But he is such a smart, and he is so wise. He's a wise guy. I said it to my friend. I said, like, what is interesting? I'm so excited to go there. It was before, a few days before. I was like, I'm so excited to go there because I just want to hear older people what they think about things, because my grandpa, he's a type of guy, he will not sit down and listen to you. Just, yeah, he listen, but he can also tell you these questions which some people might be bothered by. Like you think that you created some good idea, but his brain works like that. It finds like all the negativity what can hit you if you start this business or whatever example, and he brings you these questions. And we never liked it as a kid. And lately means like the last 5-6 years, 7 years, whenever I saw him, I actually love it. I love it because he gives you these hard questions, and I love it, and I really enjoy it. And yesterday was the time when I haven't seen any hard question. maybe because it's not hard for me anymore. Yeah. Or maybe he's getting soft, I don't know. But he was just, and also when we talk about, I told him what happened in my life sometimes, and what he thinks about it. What did I do, and the way I'm doing things and why I'm doing them. And I realized that I'm like guy who is 37 years old, living like he already, like, or he said he started thinking like I do now when he was maybe like 60, 70 years old, he said, because he was doing a lot of stuff exactly opposite. And when I don't want to, I'm sorry, I don't want to share exactly what I was talking with him about it, because this is kind of really private stuff. But it's things, what happenings to us in our surroundings, whether it's at work, whether it's with friends, or relationship. And I wanted to know how it's like, it's question like, this question I actually gave him, yeah, it's like something like, if you meet an idiot in your life, it doesn't matter where, if it's in a work, or if it's on the street, or if it's one of your friends, it's probably not, but you know what I mean. And this question is like, everybody definitely met one, yeah. Even if you've been so open and you are like, I give this guy credit because he is really right what he's saying, that's true. He is just don't know how to say it, and that's why it looks like a disaster, the way he speaks. But everybody met, everybody have met like idiot in life, yeah. So, and he's just amazing. He's an amazing guy. He's a wise, amazing guy, and I told him like certain situation, and he also experienced it, yeah, when he was employed, yeah, younger, older, then even more older, and he told me the way he behaved back, and he talked about how wrong he was to doing it, I talked about it like also before. It's for example, this I'm happy to share, actually, I don't mind. It's about like when you met an idiot, the way how you should respond, yeah, like how it should be. Should you really tell you are an idiot? Will it help? Because all these fights, what can you create by this? Like, you actually watering that nonsense, yeah, because that person will not really many people would say, yeah, I'm sorry, I messed up. Well, no. But you can also say that if that person would do it or not, if you know each other for a long time, or if you are in a relationship set like at work, so you know if it would be possible or if it's just impossible. Yeah? So you can say at some point if this would be acknowledged. But still, the way we reacted to idiot, it should be very as less offensive as possible, as much beauty as possible. Like super gentle, not trying to offend. Maybe before even start talking, say 3 times, I'm sorry, I don't mean it personally, but you are such a crack, really. So we've been talking about these things, and I just the way I am with some people, especially idiots, I didn't need confirmation from him, but I just wanted to talk about it. And I realized that he's very much standing what I was telling him what I do. He was like, exactly. And he said like, exactly, but this I realized when I was like 70, he told me, yeah. Because there is no winners if you start reacting to that person. The non-reaction is the best. If you can do it, it's because it must be, it might be, and in many situations it is, yeah, like very, very difficult thing to not react. Yeah, but if you can handle it, master, if you can do that, and still keep certain dignity, that nobody's stepping over your neck. So that's very good. That you don't need to explode back or start blaming back, because this is their stuff. This is their bag of. This is their bag of trash, isn't it? Today I was super wise. I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening, but it's over. So I want to say that time with my grandpa and my granny, she's amazing. It's like sometimes you think that when I see them, I'm like, wow, they got pretty old, but they still looks the same, like pretty much the same. But how smart and how wise, like when you listen, it's just beautiful. And I really did enjoy the time with them. And if they would live close, I would be there definitely often, at least once a month. I would just go sit down there at least for 2 3 hours and have a talk with them. I have to call at least once a month. My Opa always told me like, call at least once a month. You know, like that's true. Actually, I could. I'm terrible in this one. I'm really terrible. Yeah. See ya, guys. And don't forget, you're one of a kind. You know, Ed Wood. He's talking about it all the time, and I will do. I will do too. So see ya. Love you, even if I don't know you. And yeah, come back.